Mic check, 139. Mic check, 139. Oh, what a walk, got a pumpkin belly. You ask me that, you know me what I'm running from down in the country. She said, son, I wanna know. She said, son, I wanna know. Oh, what a walk, got a pumpkin belly. You ask me that, you know me what I'm down in the country. Tell you so. Seems like a selling girl. Oh, what's a walk of a pumpkin belly? Oh, who asked me that you know me all time running? Old time Proverbs. Old time. Big up the people, them. Hey. Sit up and home. We work very hard to hey. Hard to gain. Bring it back to me. Bring it back. Yo, I'm gonna have to plug in my speakers. Rain my brain. And I'm a saying, see me on, I'm a saying, and I'm a saying, see me on, I'm a saying, and I'm a saying, way in my brain, no cocaine. I don't wanna go insane. Way in my brain, no cocaine. I don't wanna go insane. And I'm a saying, and I'm a saying, Zungo zungo zen. Zungo zungo zen. If you have a paper, you must have a pen. And if you have a start, you must have a pen. Say 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. And if you have a boat, you must have a N. And if you have a rooster, you must have a N. Zungo zen. Zungo zen. Jumpy happiness and jumpy joy. You know because yellow man no boy. Lady and they used to take fitaya. Real girl and them call him John. You know because yellow man no boy. You know because John no boy. You know we take the iron knife boy. Zungo zen. Watch it. Zungo zungo zen, catch it. Zungo 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 zen. 00119. Yellow man make you feel so fine. Me chat and me lyric, me chat them in a rhyme. Me not eat like me full up a rhyme.
Oh, big up the people, them. You know, some this there, man. I wanna criticize. But yeah, man, good evening, peeps. I'm tempted to turn on the speakers, you know, it's worries. Yo, what we doing? Yeah, bless up people still, man. Lost all the quick settings, you know, but stay out vibe still. Soon come chat, man. Ooh. Me king in him Jehovah, yes me God. Me king in him Jehovah, him inspire me to be a man. Me give me the mic for me scripture. Me king with this at the start, no one culture. Me conscious lyrics, you go hear me utter. So if you wanna handle or a teenager, turn the song. Beginning of wisdom is the fear of Jah. The bottomless pit make we throw Lucifer. The deep way we go down and them take me silver. Them hang me poopa and rape me mama. The chick me from the wonderful land of Africa. The slave did the plantation owner. The deep way we give them and them call me. Alright, no. Let me not even So big up the people them still, bad. You know what I mean? Just a quick last orders. Ain't even come to Tower still. You know my thing already. I didn't even realize it was so late to arted too. I really ain't come to Tower, but I hope everyone is well still in these very interesting times, let's say, that we are living in. Is that George? Is that Madman George? I'm always getting mixed up. But yeah, man, big up yourself, George, still. You must be having a whale of a time at the moment, if that's George. You know what I mean? Trust me. This is your time, man. But yeah, we are living in some very interesting times, people, as I'm sure you're aware. And we're not even half the year through yet, man. No, actually we are, innit? We're soon gonna be half the year through. I mean, this, as you always hear me say, it's gone so quick. But who thought that 2026 would have been so eventful in one way or another? I don't know, man. Are we confident for the future? How do we feel about the future? You know what I mean? Back in the day, Orange used to say, what did they used to say? The future's bright, the future's orange. So what color do we think, if we were to give the future a color, what would it be currently? If we were to give the future a color? I don't know, I'm just thinking myself, what color would I give the future? Why? Because you could look at it through rose tinted glasses and you could maybe give it like a nice, a mauve or a light purple or something like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, I've always said that a realist will be a pessimist, and I believe myself to be a realist. But I don't know, man, because the world is changing so quickly, right? Even if you think between the time of COVID and now, you know what I mean, the amount of things that have changed. The thing is, you wouldn't even think that COVID happened the way that we've just moved forward onto the next travesty or the next this or that, like I said before. You know what I mean? Where we still have a lot of people that have got PTSD from COVID, to be honest. Like I said, a lot of people haven't gone back to their social norms prior to COVID. You know what I mean? I think the online presence since COVID is on steroids. And Belfast ablaze, Somali ref banned, racists take to the streets, war every other week. Well, I got a Bob Marley tune for that. But yeah, I was on Easy's panel before, and I think he was playing. To be honest, yeah, I don't watch mainstream news, innit? I have to be so honest. I couldn't tell you when I sat down and watched mainstream news like BBC, ITV, Sky, none of that, man. Like I don't watch mainstream news, but obviously I'm aware that there's been some rumblings going on in Ireland for quite a fair time. But I think that's just going to become more commonplace, to be fair. Because the thing is, yeah, and this has happened before, innit? A lot of the people are pissed off, innit? Yeah. And they're pissed off for so many different reasons. Yeah. But obviously, there's going to be certain things that are tipping points, innit? And I'd say at the moment, you know what I mean? Obviously, there are certain things that are just tipping points, you know? So I think there's going to be, you know, in months and years to come, or months and days to come, there's definitely going to be more social unrest, without a shadow of doubt. Without a shadow of doubt, especially as things get harder and tighter and this and that. There's definitely going to be more social unrest, and the problem. Well, let me not even say the problem. The thing is that the people that feel, you know, slighted or whatever, generally you're always going to go for the low hanging fruit, innit? Because you generally can't. But again, it even depends on who you blame, innit? Because I don't know. I think a lot of people are blaming the other victims, innit? Because it's just easier to see them and blame them, innit? But like, if for the most part, if you've come here by boat, you're a victim too. You can get mental health. Keep it up to date. Watching you, so much lies and truth. Yeah, now Sikhs are in the firing line. The thing is, yeah, like I don't, and maybe someone can. I don't. I don't know, man. I just think, like I said, in it, because certain people are just amped up. Because at the end of the day, somebody has lost his life, which is obviously is a travesty in itself. But I'm trying to work out where is the anger at the police that were obviously incompetent, who have allowed a man that's been stabbed to that. But a lot of the anger seems to be at, like, where is all this? Why is there all the Sikh anger? I guess is my question. Like, why is there? Or is it because the stabber was a Sikh? So if the stabber was another white person then, or another Polish person, like, would there be this anger? So that's what I'm trying to say. Is that I'm trying to, like, where is the anger? Like, why is the anger? Is the anger just because the youth died? Because that's obvious. I mean, that's correct. But anyway, I'm not even gonna get into all of that. But yeah, like I said, there's gonna be more. There's definitely gonna be more public unrest in it. Car. A lot of the people them are very agitated for varying reasons, and are getting more so by the day. It could be argued if you were to listen to some of the streams, and or at least if you were listening to some of the social media and that. So one thing we know, like, you know, years ago we used to talk about how some of the people online had been groomed, like some of the Muslims had been groomed or radicalized and all that. And I can definitely say the same things happening or happen to some people regarding the right and all that. Like, definitely people have definitely been groomed and become more extreme and all the rest of it, man. Which is fine, you know what I mean? I ain't got a problem with it, but yeah, it's just quite interesting to hear and see, you know what I mean? Just to hear and see, you know, but yeah, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it, but I have caught of late, just a couple little, you know what I mean? And yeah, the language, the venom, the yeah, and I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? But like I said, I want reform or fucking rebate or whoever the fuck. I want them to come in. You know what I mean? I want them to come in. Do you know what I mean? Just to satiate all some of these, these, whatever they are, right wingers, whatever the fuck, whatever it is in it. You know what I mean? I want Nigel and his white horses to come in and we'll see what I go on, man. I look forward to it. You know what I mean? To be honest. Stephen the piano, bloody hell, alright, mate. Alright. Hope you're well. Come on, South London forever and all that. Oh well, listen, I'm glad to see you writing, to be fair, man, because I know you got yourself into a couple of pickles with your freedom of speech, and it's amazing, isn't it? The people in that bar about freedom of speech. Do you know what I mean? And freedom, we want to say it. But yeah, it's a thing like we want to say what we want to say, but you can't say what you. Yeah. But going back to what I was saying though, for real about going forward, because there's obviously going to be just more and more and more division. Do you know what I mean? For various reasons, this division, and we'll see how it goes, man. But all I know is, whilst we're all down here dividing, the people at the top are just getting richer and richer and richer. You know what I mean? And whilst we're bawling about this and that and boats and anyway, like I said, going back to, I want reform to get in it. I want them to get in. Yeah, election. What was it? Next 3 years, 4 years. I want them to get in. Yeah, and I want to see how the country runs under such a government. You get me? Because to be fair, in my lifetime, there's never been like a right wing government in control. Obviously, there's been like right wing parties in terms of NF for the time that they were legal. Obviously, they've always had them little groups. But it'll be very interesting to see England run by a right wing fucking. It'll be interesting, man. You know what I mean? Because, like I've said to them man there yesterday, it's not gonna go the way in which you think it is. It really ain't. Yeah, but let's do it, man. You know what I mean? Let's do it, man. Let's get to the point where we can everyone kick out whoever you want to kick out, do all the kicking out, and I look forward to it, man. I feel sorry for certain people. I might even feel sorry for myself, but let's do it, man. Let's get to what? What are we in? 2026. When's the next election? What? 26, 2030 ish, give or take. Let's see what I go on, man. Let's see what I go on. I think it's gonna be hilarious, man. I think it's gonna be hilarious. I've moved on from that TikTok, wasn't I? Oh, you went over to TikTok. Is that what you done? Oh, you're one of them that went over there. We say it's a madness, yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's just something that we're gonna have to get used to, man. Because the thing is, yeah, one thing I'm sure we can all agree upon is that when someone's behind a screen, or for some people at least, being behind a screen, they just take on a whole different personality. Do you know what I mean? They say things and do things that they wouldn't do in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? For sure. So some of the exchanges even that have been had online, if that was real life, then people ain't talking like a lot of them people are not even going to be in your vicinity. To be honest, we go into a recession after all. The only reasons Nah, that is not Jord. Nah. That's a different Jord, boy. That's not I'm trying to remember the youth from Germany. What was his name? What was that right wing youth from Germany called? Oh, I can't remember his name now. He used to be one of Ralph's boys. But George, we go into well, I mean, I don't. That's what I'm saying, right, George? Yeah, I want to see it as an exercise. I really do, man. I do. I really want to see how it will go as an exercise when they do all this kicking out and all the. I want to see it, man. You know what I mean? Because yeah, the gaslighting is real. I've had a conversation with. I jumped on Easies. I've jumped on and I've heard some of the conversations, and I'm just like, wow. Do you know what I mean? Because if you got grown people that are deep in a narrative, let me just say that's probably the politest way to say, like very deep in a erroneous narrative at that, like, yeah, we're in trouble. Wendy's been on the channels. She got mash up and ran with her tail between her. Oh, I heard she went over there still. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I just see much more division. And yeah, we're definitely gonna have some sort of civil war in the future. There's no doubt about that. I mean, yeah, if some of these social media things are anything to go by, some people are just chomping at the bit to have a go. You know what I mean? Or that might just be their persona behind the keyboard. Do you know what I mean? Because oh dear. But in terms of, like I said, I was speaking to them and they were banging on about unvetted immigrants, and like I just want to see what reform or restore or whoever. I want to see what they're gonna do to change it, man. You know what I mean? Big up yourself, IC3. Hey, hey, bloody hell. Long time. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. Because I want to know, like I said, I did ask the question, yeah. And maybe one of you lot in the chat can give me an answer, yeah, in terms of reform or restore or whoever. What is the answer to these people that come to the shore? You know what I mean? Because I asked yesterday and someone was just like, "Oh, we'll just fly them back." You know what I mean? Like it's as simple just to fly them back. So let's think of it as an exercise, yeah. So the boat people land, yeah. Oftentimes, apparently, they throw away their documents and this and that and all the rest of it. So you just have these nameless, paperless people that wash up on the shore. Yeah. How is Restore or the Reform or Nigel or whichever of these right wing people, what are they going to do with them persons? That's what I'm trying to find out. Because so even if they say, okay, we're going to get rid of the ACHR because the ACHR gives them rights, this, that, and the other. All right, cool. So there's no ECHR now. Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want. What are you going to do? You got to fly them somewhere. What you're gonna just now? First, you have to get permission from that country that you're gonna fly them to. That's the first thing. You know what I mean? Now, what if the country's like, "No, we're not giving you permission to come and land in our country." Furthermore, they're not from here. This, that, and the other. it's not you know what I mean? Like, it's not my problem kind of thing. What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna spend the day, weeks, and months in an airplane just flying around trying to just drop these people somewhere? It's obviously it's not gonna work. And this is what I'm trying to say. The theory and the practice are always two different things. You know what I mean? Now the theory is the thing that can what's it, pull on people's emotions and all them things. They're just like Brexit, all that. We're gonna save how much millions a week and all of this and all of that and all of that, which we all know has now turned out to be bullshit. You know what I mean? The question of sovereignty and all that. Well, how more sovereign is England now than they were then? You know what I mean? And from my understanding, as I'm getting to learn more and more, England isn't even run by English people anyway. You get me? So when you was so it could be argued when you was worrying about your sovereignty from Europe, you should have had your eye in a different direction. It could be argued. You know what I mean? But I feel like the people them on the other the right, as it were, or the more right leaning, or at least in this space, they're just ignorant, man. Like, yeah, you can tell that they get the news from the mainstream media and nowhere else. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, regarding the mainstream media, at least in America, I don't know how bad it is in England, but in America, the mainstream media is all being bought up and owned by one and two people. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So the news that you're being fed, you know what I mean, is very, what's the word? Because even in England, I thought our news was probably a bit better than, and it is a bit better than American news, to be fair. But it's still really going down the pan, I would say, like compared to today's gone by. You know what I mean? You know, freedom of the press and freedom of speech and all that. That is definitely on the wane. There's no two ways about that. But then it could be argued that because I know at one point there was a lot of conversations about two-tier this and two-tier that. And again, it could be argued that there's definitely tiers in the press. You know what I mean? Seemingly, there's some things you can talk about, and some things you can't talk about. You know what I mean? You know. So, but like I said, I'm not ready for that, man. Yeah, man. You have a good evening, Steve O, the piano man, and yeah, man. Hope you and the family are well, man. Like I said, last orders, so it ain't come to tower, man. But yeah, going forward, yeah, this world we're fucked, man. Is the long and short of it, man. Because the problem is that they know that most of the people are actually stupid. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like Trump himself. Imagine you imagine the president of America said he don't like smart people. He said he don't like smart people. He doesn't like to surround himself with smart people. He wants to be the smartest in the. Oh my God! Can you imagine? But yeah, man, I was speaking to a lady called Moon today, who was a trumpeter. Now that was very interesting, man, because I don't understand how anyone who has followed the news regarding him can have any faith in him, man. Like, the man puts himself, like, the man literally shits himself. Like, what are we doing? But there's definitely, what I will say though, is there's definitely a element which is very interesting. I'm gonna have to look into it more. But there's definitely an element of hero worship for Trump, like literally, because because the sort of things that he has been accused of and the things that people say about him and whatever, if that was someone else, yeah, enough of the people them that are quote unquote trumpeters, they would dash off that. Oh shit, is that my battery? Oh, I better find my battery. Oh, hold on a sec, people. For fun of battery. Hold on.
Eyes to come in that they tell we say we ignorant and inferior, and all them intelligent and superior to the complexion of them skin color. But I, as a youth, born as a super, the better than the pipe from a tarantula. You hear the device that come through the speaker, but the sound sweeter with the echo chamber. Say R for the root, C for the culture. Say S for Selassie, earth rival ruler. Say once as a lamb going to the slaughter. Now the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. You can't enter Zion with a bush monster. A M16 or a gun bar. Say down a Babylon with your ammunition. Let me see you. Jump the moon and stop like blue. Me one for the sneeze and walk cuckoo. I ride every dance and make the two. If I deal the stick and I smooth and black me brown, and black me rip to me chest, me spine me back. Chose a back it up, put it up, back with souls of rock. But bring a bitch up. Cap on the back and the tip on the cap on the back of my face and tip on the top. We have no gold, they gold.
Yes. All right. Battery up. So yeah, man. Like I was saying, yeah, I see. So, George, do you think that reform or restore will get in next election, man? Because if you are the same George, I know you got your finger on the pulse, as it were. So, do you think, and others in the chat, like, do you think that there's a good high probability that they can get in? I still don't think so, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? But I'm here for it still. But do you not think they could get in? Do you think enough people would go in 3-4 years time or whenever it is and put their ex by? Because I know I'm hearing there's a lot of the way things are moving and people are like sheep. They could, you know. I hear it, bro. I hear it, man. I hear it still. I hear it, man. Well, it'll be very, like I said, it'll be very interesting, man. Because if England was fucked now, we'll be real fucked after that, man. Like, I mean, England's already losing its standing around the world. I think after, if we had a government like that, that's it. We'll be finished, man. We'd be finished, I think. And the thing is, if Farage was tethering himself to America, well, I don't even think. I think since Trump's gone in this time, he's not as up Trump's ass as he was before, because he knows that Trump's he's a bit of a poison chalice right now, so he's not as up his ass right now. But he must even know that tethering himself to America in terms of the next 4 years, that's a waste of time as well. So that's the next interesting thing, right, family? Car. Obviously, you lot can see since the war and that Europe are sort of coming together and making treaties and this and that and this and that to basically freeze out America, because basically America's fucked them off. Do you know what I mean? And you can see Canada's kind of, you know, becoming the new I don't know what you want to call it, man. I don't know. Bridge. Let's just call it bridge for want of a better word, yeah. So do you think that because of all of that, because obviously when with the whole Brexit thing, yeah, they were saying, oh, we're open to other markets and this and that and this and that, and then Trump just started licking everyone with tariffs and oops, this and that. So you hope they don't what go back into Europe? Oh, in terms of reform getting in. Now, you know what? Yeah, sometimes there's an old Jamaican say, if you don't hear, you must feel, you know what I mean? And I think on this one, the country might have to feel it for 4 years, man. Do you know what I mean? Just like in America now, yeah? Just like in America now, where they were told bringing Trump back is not the way to go. You know what I mean? But they didn't listen. So now they got to feed it. But unfortunately, the rest of the world has to feed it too. You know what I'm saying to you? So I think as a country, we may have to go through that kind of birth, to be fair. You know what I mean? We may need to just have them in government so everyone can just see what's popping off. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, I guarantee you, it is not going to be the way in which they think it's going to be. Just like in America, yeah? So a lot of the people them that voted for Trump because of A, B, and C, and now it's turning around and biting the same people them on their bum. And they're like, oh, I didn't think it'd be me. Or I didn't think it'd be my family and all these things. Because, and I did ask people, would you want that kind of Trump vibe in England where you just got ICE just fucking bursting into places and just rounding up? And I know there's a lot of people that would want that. Do you know what I mean? I know there's people that would want that type of Gestapo thing. Get out the Muslims, get out, you know what I mean? Just leave it. You know what I mean? I know there's people like that still, but like I say, the theory and the practice are two different things. You know what I mean? Because when they start busting down doors and start dragging your family, you know what I mean, your loved one that you thought was safe, that you thought that the marriage certificate held him in good stead, or you thought that because he had children here, or because she's got children here, or whatever the case, whatever loopholes were there before, that these people come and say, nah, man, that can't work, you know, you're off me. So, yeah, man, like I said, it's gonna be hot for a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be hot for me. You know what I mean? No one can't move me shit. That's why I can talk any fucking thing I want, and people don't like it. You get me? But they can suck their mums, literally, as Biggie would say. You know what I mean? I can't get moved. Yeah, me and mine can't get moved. That I am saying with chest. But you know what I mean? There's others that are gonna be on a slippery slope, you know what I mean? What if they start it depends on how deep they get in it. What if they go and start investigating certain marriages? They might look at a marriage and be like, you know what I mean? Why are they married? You get me? No. Get me and go and do some investigating. You know what I mean? And find out whatever and say, you know what? You got to go. And then you'd be like, nah, not my husband, or no. Same thing that's happening in America. You got people that fucking what's the word? What's the word? Campaigned for Trump and all of them way there, like Hispanics and all this campaigning. Oh yeah, we don't want no more immigrants and all that. You know what I mean? One of them Banksy lot, you know them Banksy lots that or PBS, you know, them ones that they get the opportunity, but they don't want no one else getting the opportunity, you know what I mean? Which I think are just the worst type. Do you know what I'm saying to you? You know, them people that get the opportunity, yeah, whereby if it wasn't for these loopholes or this, that, and the other, they themselves wouldn't be able to get here, you know what I mean? But now they're here. They don't give a fuck about them that come out. I hate them type of people, man. They're the fucking worst. You know what I mean? I find them to be quite insipid, to be honest. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah. And also, whilst I'm at it, you know what I mean? Just because I know there's people that love me like flies on shit, man. You get me? But one of the well, in terms of a lot of these right wing people in these channels around here, yeah, most of them are fraudulent. I've come to the kind of conclusion that they're the only one that I think, yeah, you know what I mean. She can probably get a pass when it comes to them thing, yeah, you know what I mean. In terms of people that I've know proper, it's like Wendy, you know what I mean. Like she's straight up and down racist. She's straight up and down this. She's straight up and down, and that's her thing. And she ain't wavered and whatever. Members calling to Wendy was she didn't eat Chinese food, Indian food, all of them things there. I don't know if she was showing. But the point being, yeah. Some of these other people that are banging on about immigrants and this and that and all of the rest of it, they're all fucking immigrants. You know what I mean? No other immigrants, children of immigrants, grandchildren of immigrants, or of married immigrants. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I can't even take them. I can't even take them seriously, to be quite honest with you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these naysayers, when you clock it, yeah, immigrants are all up in their shit. You know what I mean? Granddad's an immigrant, dad's an immigrant, fucking husband's an immigrant. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But you're bawling about immigrants. It just makes no sense. How can you? Whoa. Well, that's how some people are, Babs. You know what I mean? Like someone made a joke. I heard a joke about it's one of them American politicians. I can't remember his name. One bald-headed youth. I'll soon tell you his name. But someone said, he's so racist, he would rather be bald than get a black wig. Oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, man, but for real though, they're all, even Farage, yeah. Farage is banging on about Europe, this and that. He's Bird's German. Do you know what I'm saying to you? He's Bird's German. Like, this is why I'm saying I can't take these people seriously, man. Banging on about Europe, this and that, and this and that. Your Bird's German. Do you know what I mean? Even England as a country banging on about Europe, this, that, the Queen, the royal family are German. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I think a lot of it's just lip service, to be fair. But, yeah, a lot of these people, man, they're fraudulent, man. It's just a grift and a gig, innit? You know what I mean? For some, it's a passion and that. But for some, it's just a grift and the gig, man. And there's obviously money in right wing politics. Well, there's just obviously money in politics anyway, isn't it? You know what I'm saying to you? But if you can get a bit of a grift on by saying this, that, and the other, then what the fuck, man? But I just don't like. I just don't like. How can you listen to someone banging on about immigrants and this and that, but they're Bird's German? I don't know. I couldn't listen to someone banging on about immigration and the rest of it, and your Bird's German. I couldn't do it myself. It just don't make no sense. You know what I mean? Or banging on about, you know what I mean? And then it don't make no sense. Henry Nowak was Polish. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what does that mean. I know he was. What does that? This is what I'm trying. I don't even know what does that even mean, man. Like I said, I'm trying to work out with that situation. Is the anger? Because I know online, I know Ghost has been having some spats, but I'm not sure why. Do you know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm sure they can't be blaming. I hope that it's not a thing like because a Sikh person has committed this egregious crime that now all Sikh people are responsible. You know what I mean? I hope it's not one of them ones. You know what I mean? Just like when when there was all the Muslim shit and Muslims were doing certain things and they want all the, you know what I mean? All the Muslims, I don't know. You get me? Because I know when white people, if a white man does something as a crime or whatever, it's not like all white people are then supposed to or requested to or asked to, you know? But I don't know. But like I said, times are changing, man. And the people them are angry, so any little thing they can far right using him as a British English lad. Yeah, I hear it, man. Like I said, I've heard some. This is why you just have to laugh, man. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just the grift, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Because a few years ago, these are the same people that the people that are bawling about for the Poles and the Polish and the. But yeah, it's just the grift, man. Do you know what I'm saying? It really is. It is what it is. And then I heard fucking Lord White Savior having a fucking hissy fit because I didn't. Everyone knows, but nah. Obviously, like I said, I knew the outline of it, but I'm not gonna. I said that's what. Anyway, it doesn't even matter to be honest. It don't even matter, man. But most importantly, rest in peace to the youth, man. You know what I mean? But the thing is, with the people, them certain communities have always been bargaining about. Oh yeah, that's it. Easy was like, oh, well, we're like you now, or something like that, or we're being treated like how you lot were treated. I'm like, nah. And that's another thing. Yeah, I know it gets. I know it's bad. Whereby, and which happened a lot when I was speaking to Lord Lucan and all them wider, but where you try to use black examples to reiterate your point and that. You know what I mean? Which is very, very interesting because when we're barring about it, you're like, nah, you're a victim. You're playing victim. And this and that. And no, it's your people and the rest of it. Now it's all. We're suffering what you suffered. I'm just like, yeah. That's why, in a way, it's a good thing that I'm not even, or some of us ain't even online right now, to be fair, man. Because it would just be a long day, man. You know what I mean? But to be honest, you know what it is, yeah? For me, like I said, because I love a conversation, me. You know what I mean? Regardless of how controversial or this, that, and the other. And those of us that have been, with us for a long time, that we've had many a controversial conversation. You know what I mean? Whether it be on the block or different places. Yeah. So controversy is not something that we're scared of in that regard. Yeah. But like I said, yeah, I just find a lot of these ones around. They just seem to be not. Yeah. I just think they're not very clever, man. I might just leave it there, man. And easily, yeah. But everyone's looking for a savior, isn't they? You know them ones. Yeah, everyone's looking for a savior, man. So, but going forward though, family, like what we're in June. I just hope I just hope that the war ends, but that doesn't look like it's gonna happen because Trump's in a bit of a quagmire. I think is the word they use. And he's being dog walked by a lesser country, which is also very interesting to see. But yeah, so this war thing now, I don't know, man. We don't know how long that's gonna go on for. We know America have got midterms in November, so you would hope that the rest of the world will get a break, man, and they just somehow bring this to a conclusion. But seemingly Trump can't. I don't even know. We're fucked, man. There's no good way to come out of this, man. You know what I mean? Like America lost the war. done lost the war. He won't admit defeat. He's just hanging in there, just doing absolutely fuck all. Meanwhile, there's supposed to be a ceasefire where you got hundreds upon hundreds of people dying still on a daily. You get me? Because there's no ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah and all of them ting, yeah. And now Iran's like, yeah, if you don't stop, and it's just Trump can't stop. It's just all a long day, isn't it? But like I said, I give thanks that I've lived to come and witness this particular war here. Yeah. Because if anyone told me a few years ago, yo, in years to come, America and Israel are gonna bomb Iran, and yeah, they're basically gonna lose the war, or it'll be a real bad stalemate. I'll be like, don't be silly, man. Don't be silly. But that's what we've come here to witness, man. You know what I mean? We witnessed one little, well, not me saying not one little, but we witnessed a country basically holding off two superpowers, man. That's basically what we witnessed. Two nuclear armed superpowers. You know what I mean? That's what the history books are going to be saying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're going to be talking about asymmetric war and how these little fucking drones were taking out $1 million missiles, you know what I mean, or making them waste. Imagine, yeah, we've come to a time where we can live, where we're hearing of a war costing $2 billion a day. $2 billion a day. Man, I remember when I was growing up, when $1 million was fantastical. Like, seriously, it was still fantastic. Then we got to, now, is it, which one comes first? Trillion or billion? I can't even remember, to be honest. Oh yeah, billion. You know what I mean? We start here about billion. Now trillion ain't nothing. And what do they say? It's just numbers on a screen. Because when I think about it, yeah, is there even, it would be interesting to know how much dollars are in circulation. That would be actually quite interesting. Or even how much pounds are in actual circulation. If everyone respected and followed international law, none of this would. Well, it's an illegal war, isn't it? At the end of the day, by the letter of the law, the war itself is illegal. It started illegally. The first day it killed off 140, 150 innocent children. First day. You know what I mean? And that's where I even learned about something called double tap and triple tap and that, which is just disgusting. Like, yo, when they say man to man is so unjust, you know, so it's a serious thing, you know. You know what I mean? I don't know how sick you have to be to bomb a place, then wait for whether it be the medics or in this case the teachers and whomever else was running after the young children to try to help them. You know what I mean? And then you wait for them people to be there, and then you drop our next bomb. And apparently they be doing this in the Gaza and the Lebanon, like regular, like. In fact, on the day of the ceasefire, that's what they done. When they had the first ceasefire, that's what they done. You know what I mean? There was a ceasefire, and then boof, Israel went and just double tapped a whole fucking building in Lebanon. I agree with you, George. Absolute fucking demons, man. Like, Yeah, it's just to be honest, yeah, and this is the thing, yeah. After the Second World War, there were all these different pacts and treaties and this and that to say never again and all of this, never again, we can't let this happen again and all them shit there. But since then, there's been book. I don't even want to. I don't even know. I watched a program actually where they estimated how many people have died in the wars. Do you know what I'm saying? Since the Second World War and all that. You know what I mean? And it's in the absolute millions. Yeah, not even hundreds of thousands. In the millions of people just died dead for no fucking reason that than someone on the other side. It's just insane. Millions, man. Even in my lifetime, yeah, in my lifetime, where I'm old enough to remember, like I said, the first war that I can remember seeing or whatever, or properly hearing about, yeah. Well, apart from Vietnam, yeah, because obviously, like, we grew up hearing about Vietnam and seeing films and watching MASH and whatever fucking else. But in terms of what I actually witnessed myself, it would have been like the Kuwait, the what is it? Yeah, the Iran, was it the, yeah, the Iran Kuwait, what was it? Hold on, am I getting them right? Hold on. Yeah. No, actually, no, I tell a lie. Hold on. You lot gonna have to help me with my hmm. Which one came first? The the Yugoslavia war or the first Iraq? Oh no. Hold on, I'm getting mixed up. So you had Iran, Iraq, and you had Kuwait, Iraq. Well, I can't remember which went which now. I'm gonna have to look it up, man. I'm gonna have to look it up. I have to look it up. Which came first, the Yugoslavia war or the Kuwait one? Hmm. I'm going to Google, people. Hold on. Which war came first, the Yugoslavia war or the Iran Iraq war? Or the Iran Kuwait war? Right. The Iran Iraq was 1980. Fucking hell, was it 1980? Bloody Nora. Oh, well, nah, maybe I don't remember that one then. Nah, maybe not that one. The Yugoslav 91, yeah. So maybe that's why I'd heard of the Iran war, maybe, but no, I don't remember that. But the Yugoslav war, definitely remember that one there. Because again, and this is what I'm trying to say where we are years later, but that one there, I remember they had it was either on video or newspaper or probably both, but nah, definitely newspaper actually, where you had these and I can't remember which one of the tribes they were, but one of them, and they just looked like looked like concentration pictures in it. You know what I mean? Like pictures from the Second World War, the concentration camps and all that. And that was the Yugoslavia war thing between the who is it? I can't remember, man. But you don't know what I'm talking about. The I can't remember, man. I can't remember the slow. Who was it? The Serbs and the Serbs and the Flaming Nora. I'll soon remember. And then they're going, well, we have random immigrants coming. Well, this is what I'm trying to say. But that's why I even said when I spoke to them yesterday, we're gonna, you know what I mean, you're gonna have more people you're gonna be upset about, because obviously this latest war is gonna, you know, is gonna cause movement again. And apparently, according to Mehdi Hassan, who I believe to be very well informed, he said the top 3 boat people that come here are from Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Now, isn't that interesting? Yes, George, I am telling you, the fucking sister of the Irish Prime Minister was on that shit, man. Yo, I'm telling you, listen. Imagine, George, imagine if you exchanged them people. Oh, please, man. The way how that would be on the news, man. Oh my God, the way how that would be on the news stuff. But yeah, man, I see it, George. I see it, bub. I see it, man. I see it, man. I see, man. I see they make they the guy over Dessa now. He made like a souvenir out of a noose, in it, and they all wearing nooses, and I see it, man. Like I said, in it, I'm glad that I've lived to see this in my lifetime, because, like I said, if years gone by, people were gonna say, "Oh, nines in time to come, A, B, and C, and D, E, and F." I'll be like, nah. You gotta be joking, man. Meanwhile, the thing is, though, as well, you know what I mean? Whilst the world's focusing all its attention over Dessert in terms of, you know, the whole Iran and Israel, America thing, the kind of shit that's going on around the rest of the world is also, because you still got all the shit going on in fucking Congo and all, and now they've got an outbreak of Ebola, and it's just, and the wickedest thing, though, right? You know, again, I've learned so much in these last few months, man. But all roads lead back to the same set of people, man. You know what I mean? So a lot of them wars and them little dilly dallies that are happening in certain parts of Africa and certain parts of Asia and all of this and all of that, it goes back to the same people, then, man. Bro, this is what I'm saying, George, man. The type of listen, man. The type of violations that's going on is disgusting, and that's what I'm trying to say. But everyone's just turning a blind eye and sending more, and it's actually disgusting, man. But like I say, these things are going on in many different parts of the world, man. You know. But yeah, the world, like I've always said, I'm glad I'm the age that I am, but to be honest, I always say I wouldn't want to be a day younger, because I know, man. When if we think about how our grandkids are gonna be living and stuff like that, it's a mad thing. I've already said many of us. You know what I mean? We're gonna be like telling your grandchild, bring your girlfriend to dinner or lunch or whatever. You know what I mean? Let's meet her and all them ones. And all they're gonna do is just come, and they're gonna like slide the chair, slide the chair, and then they're just gonna plop their phone on the chair and be like, "Yeah, that's my girlfriend. That's Jasmine or whatever the fuck." Or in fact, common lines do better than that. By then, they'll be bringing a actual AI physical robot boyfriend or girlfriend. That's what they're gonna be bringing. Yeah. What am I talking about? Another 20 years, they're gonna be bringing a fucking RTD2. You know what I mean? And say, yeah, this is my girl, this is my boy. You know what I mean? It's our fucking nano anniversary, or I don't know. But that's what's going to be going on. There's no two ways about it. That I mean, I'll probably won't even be here for them shit there, bro. And I probably wouldn't even want to see. Because remember from a good few years ago, I showed you that they've already made a machine that that basically mimics the function of a womb, yeah, whereby basically they'll be able to incubate babies inside this machine that's going to be acting like a womb. Yeah. Yo, remember when they say truth is stranger than fiction, Yeah. Truth is. So in 20, not even 20 years, I'd say probably in another 10 years, these mad men, scientists, you won't even need a woman to have a baby. You know what I mean? Literally, they would have perfected it by then. All you need is a sperm and a petri dish. You know what I mean? Because at the moment, you can go from sperm to petri dish and then it's inserted into a woman, right? But then once they get this machine going that we're talking about, you don't need no woman, just sperm to petri dish to machine. And yeah, 9 months of incubating in the machine. And then, yeah, baby's ready. I'm telling you, it's better. No, but look, from when they're playing God though, George, if you think about from when they told us about Dolly the sheep, what did they do with Dolly the sheep? Hold on, I don't want to get the wrong information. Is Dolly the sheep the one they put up? Hold on. Wallon. Is that the pig's ear one? Dolly the sheep. Hold on. Okay, that's it. They were cloned, innit? The successful cloning of Dolly led to advancement in stem cell research, including the discovery of induced pluripotent stem cells. Dolly lived at the Rosalind Institute throughout her life and produced several lambs. She was euthanized at the age of 6 years due to a progressive lung disease. So the reason why I mentioned Dolly is, and it came to mind, I'm just trying to, hold on a second. Right, so Dolly the sheep was the first cloned mammal ever to be created from an adult cell. Yeah? And that was, I think that was what, the 80s, 90s? So imagine if they were doing Dolly cloning from Dessa. You can only imagine what they're up to now, man. Look at that. So in 2016, the BBC has got an article 20 years on from Dolly the sheep. That means Dolly the sheep was in what? 20. Do your maths, girl. You know. What? 1986. That's what I'm saying, man. 1986. So if you fast forward to now, oh my God. And the thing is, yeah, a lot of the things that people have in the past said is conspiracy theory and this and that when it comes to certain things to do with the mind and mind control and MK Ultra and all these varying things are coming out. Some of it even came out in the Epstein files and that. I mean, but yeah, Dolly the sheep, man. I'm sure there was a thing where they put I'm trying to think. They put a pig's ear on something. Or was it a rat's ear on a pig or something? Hold on. Was there an experiment where they put a pig's ear on a rat or vice versa? I'm telling you, you know, my memory is good. Yes, there was a famous experiment, though the memory of it is slightly mixed up. Scientists grew a human-shaped ear, that's it, there you go, on the back of a mouse, and later a rat, there you go, using cells derived from cows and sheep. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, they were doing that. The experiment you're likely thinking of is the famous Vacanti mouse from, there you go, 1996, which became a massive public sensation and an iconic image of modern science. There you go. 1996, they grew a human-shaped ear on the back of a mouse and later a rat. This is what I'm saying, man. And that was 1996. You know what I mean? So what they're doing today, we'd probably actually cry. To be honest, we'd actually probably just cry tears. Some of the things, some of the creatures, or lab experiments, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, if we were to see them, we would literally bawl, man. You know what I mean? You would literally say, yo, I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't, anyway. Anyway. All I'll say is some folk tales are not just folk tales, boy. Some folk 30 years on the could be absolutely. There's no good about it, man. Like I said, I think we actually would be frightened if we were to really find out what's popping off in certain corners of the world, man. Because again, if we were to talk about what we just described, that was 1996, almost years ago. And you know how rapido science has even moved in that time. You know what I mean? Rapido. And apparently, I haven't really looked into it, but apparently in America they'd release some files about UFOs and the like. I still can't believe we're the only ones in this whole fucking galaxy, man. I can't. We're not that fucking special, man. We're not that special. But all them thing there, I'm sure we're gonna see, boy. Maybe in our lifetime we might see a bag of ETs. E.T. for no. Who remembers E.T.? So do you think, yeah, that's it, George, that's it. I know, boy, I don't know, man. I just think, I'm not to say it's naive to think that we're the only ones here, you know what I mean? But I don't know, that's just too much space just for us, little Earth, to be here, man. Me personally, I definitely believe in. The thing is, like I said in it, from you believe in God or angels, you pretty much believe in extraterrestrials, yeah, because all extraterrestrial means is just not of this earth, isn't it? Like extra terra be meaning earth and all the rest of it. So even if you just break it down like that, any religious person or something like that believes in like angels, obviously it could be argued that's a different way to look at it, but that's how I look at it still, man. Because even when you were growing up and you used to hear stories about in the Bible and all that, all the angels were flying, man. No one were walking, man. You know what I mean? All them angels were flying. People were living in clouds. That's definitely extraterrestrial thing, man. All the books I had some. That's why I had some real pretty Jesus books, when I think back, yeah, colourful. You know what I mean? You know, Jesus who had his brown hair, all them things. Ah, what a mess, man. What a mess, man. Don't you think now, right, that we know better, either we shouldn't depict Jesus having any colour at all? You know, like the Muslims don't describe or they don't show Muhammad or whatever. Or is it time to be truthful and at least make him look like someone from that part of the world? Especially now that we know that the paintings or the pictures of Jesus that we see today is because my man painted his. In fact, let me not even get into all that because people will say that's conspiratorial, isn't it? But at the end of the day, the Jesus that is very prominent today around the world, visually, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, looking up to the heavens and all of them things there. You know, Sir Jesus never looked nothing like that, boy. And I think it's time to change up some of them pictures, man. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, we know where the man come from. You know, the one description that they have of him in the Bible is, you know, hair like lamb's wool, feet burning brass, etc., etc. You know what I mean? So why we still got him, you know, blonde haired and blue eyed is beyond me. And this is what I'm trying to say, yeah. And I'm gonna leave it here because I forget up in the morning. But we're living in a time whereby we're basically being. I know this word gaslight or gaslit has become very popular as well, yeah. But it's like we're living in a time where we're supposed to just ignore what our eyes can see. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, ignore what your eyes can see and listen to what I'm telling you. Do you know what I mean? And seemingly it actually works. You know what I mean? Seemingly it actually works because you've actually got people out there that are ignoring what their eyes are seeing. You know what I mean? And reading and hearing and everything. And just shutting out all of that and just only hearing. And I think it's even more than confirmation bias and all that. So I guess what I'm trying to, there's a lot of cults going on. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. There's a lot of cult behavior and a lot of cultish type of followings. Do you know what I'm saying to you? In a time where you would have thought that people will be using more critical thinking and things like that. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a mature person who's been through a few things in life. You know what I mean? But yeah, I see how easy it is, man. I hear some of the people and I'm just like, wow. And you know what I mean? You just hear them just repeating things. You know, like you got Trump that's saying, oh, the fake press and the fake this and fake and fake. I mean, and the only ones that ain't fake are the ones that he backs, you know what I mean? But the point being, if you know that thing anyway, you know what I mean? If you hear a lie often enough, it will become the truth. It's one of them ones, or that repeated pattern of behavior, or you just keep repeating something that, you know what I mean? The weak people or the weak listeners are gonna start repeating the same thing. And I do think there is a lot of that going on as well, to be honest, you know what I mean? And then confirmation bias on top of it and things like that, you know? But it is what it is, man. It's human nature, you know? It is what it is. I would just say in time to come, some of us may have to just might just have to do them 360 ones, you know what I mean? Because like I said, there are some angry people out there, and who knows, man? You know what I mean? Wouldn't want to be fucking. I wouldn't want to be having a baby in certain areas, though. I'll tell you that. Fucking hell, fam. Oh my god. Certain areas you don't want to be at the. Because I tell you, yeah, like in my last job, I got to see quite a bit of the country, yeah, or at least let me say the south and southwest. Let me not even say the country, but definitely London. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, the point being, I did definitely get to see some roundabouts with Union Jacks. Definitely went to villages and things like that where the lanes are just laden with Union Jacks and St George's crosses and all of this. It'd be interesting to see if they're still up there. So I'm just saying all that to say that there's definitely an element of patriotism or whatever, flaggerism or whatever the fuck it is going on. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it was interesting though because you got like you'd have immigrants in these areas, isn't it? Pretty much, and you ask them, "You alright?" Well, you know what I mean? What do you feel about that? They're just tight-lipped because you know what I mean. They're just here to do their little work. They may work in the hospital or a care home or whatever. You know what I mean? And they're just here to do their 3, 4, 5, whatever years it is, do their sponsors, you know what I mean? However it is that they're getting here, you know what I mean? They just want to get there down and do the works, man. But yeah, England, it's gonna be interesting, man. That's all I can say, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. And don't get me wrong, yeah, I have heard it, like I said, which I find really weird or interesting at the very least. But I've definitely heard immigrants, some of them still with thick accents, that get me. They were saying, "No more. We are full. We can't take no more." I'm like, how can you say that? And you got in. They're like, "I don't care. That's it. We're full." I'm like, all right, say nothing. But on a real one though, going forward, like I think the world, man, let me not even say the world. Do I want to say the world? Do I want to say also more and more countries definitely of the West? Because even now, again, which I find is so disheartening. But I know even in South Africa, you got South Africans saying that they want some of you know what I mean, some of the other African immigrants out. You know what I mean? So I know there's been demonstrations there. Again, even certain parts of the Caribbean, you know what I mean, where you got misplaced Caribbeans and then you got Caribbeans saying now out. You know what I mean? And that's what I was trying to say today on the thing. So there's a lot of places around the world. And again, and on another day in it, 'cause it's too late now, but there's just too many places in the world where it's just discombobulated for it to be a coincidence, it could be argued. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of discombobulation around the world, man. And it's just not even necessary, man. Because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, people, as a nation or as a set of human beings, it's not like we need that much to survive. Big up yourself, messenger. You're the boat. All right. India, Jesus not only had a blonde hair, he had a. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. But this is what I'm trying to say, though. Now we know the truth. Shouldn't we? Shouldn't we do some revisionism, revisionism, revisionism. You know what I'm trying to say. You get me? 9G was like, you know what? It is Messenger. It's a waste of time, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a waste of time, man. Like I said, I don't even mind having them type of conversations with you know what I mean, intelligent people that can give and take. But when your whole thing is just to I won or I own you and all that fucking bollocks, oh, I'm too grown for that shit, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking just shit. So rather than do the 2 year ago, 3 year deal, I just bow out and go about my business, man. And do what I have to do, you know? But like I said, I definitely enjoy the conversations, man. You know what I mean? And in terms of politics and all them things, there, it's such an interesting time around the world. You know what I mean? Just not even just in England or the West, just around the world, because it's just like, anyway, on another day, it'll be interesting because obviously I know, you know, even in these YouTube streets as well, there's going to be a lot of people from different places around the world, and it'll be interesting to hear how you lot say things are going back home. You know what I mean? Like, are you happy with the way things are going down in your, you know, your mum and dad's native country or whatever the case may be? Do you know what I mean? Are you happy with what's going on? I'll be interested. I'll be interested to hear. To be fair, you missed Ron. He wanted to ask you a question. Who's Ron? Who the fuck's Ron? But yeah, man, it'll be interesting to hear if people are happy with what's going on in their respective countries. Because I would take a guess that a lot of the things that we may complain about in our respective countries are going to be quite similar. You know what I mean? It should be quite interesting. What channel was you on, Anifa? I need to subscribe so I don't miss the conversation. Oh, he goes into the Easy's channel. Yeah, Easy's people them are very yeah, they're just, it's very interesting, man. I have to admit. But it's a good learning lesson still, because it just proves, man, that it takes all sorts in this world, man. All sorts. Yeah, okay, yeah. Life Hut is called Life Hut Raw. But it's easy, I'm sure you know of him. But yeah. But listen, family, I'm out still, man. I just come for a quick chat, man. And like I said, every now and then I gotta press live so I don't forget. You know what I mean? Because if you stay away for too long, you'll just forget and be living your life. But yeah, it was nice talking to yous. Yeah, I know some of you have got insomnia. You know what I mean? But luckily I ain't. Yeah. But yeah. It's a shame still that these ain't the times where I was you know what I mean, doing YouTube as it were. Cause yeah, man, all the different things going on around, like even these black women turning up dead and no one don't give a fuck, and but I don't even want to get into it because I'll just get all upset. But I don't see how the police can think that 3 black women turning up dead by Brighton Beach is 3 sisters at that is normal. You know what I mean? It's normal. Like in the fucking, it would have still been pretty much winter them times. Like, who the fuck's going to Brighton Beach in the winter? You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said, again, that's for another day. But this world, man, there's some wicked, wicked, wicked demons in this world, man. Like, wicked demons, man. It is strange, India, but what's even worse is the police don't give a fuck. Yeah? But like I said, on another day, apparently they found more, but well, there you go. I didn't even know there was more. I wouldn't be surprised. But you would think, 3 bodies and more, you'd think that would cause a bit of outrage, right? Especially if we were to compare and contrast to other, ladies that have gone missing and this and that. But like I said, yeah, this is the world we live in, man. Sounds like sacrifices. I hear it. I hear it. But they're going. The thing is, though, I mean, there's different bits and bobs that they found in these fucking rivers and waters from long time, man. You know. I'm telling you, people, this world, man. There's deep. Who don't believe that there's evil in this world? I don't know what to say to you, man. There's some fucking evil people that fucking breathe the same air that you and I breathe, man. Kind of case that could make an officer. Strange they be. Well, you say strange. I don't know, bub. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, are the police even policing these days? You know what I mean? Like, have they even got time to actually do police work? The amount of paperwork that they're inundated with. I mean, you know, I mean, that's another thing, yeah. They need more. I was just thinking, I can't say the last time I saw a Bobby on the beat, man. Just a policeman just walking in my. I'm not talking about them little community people either, man, because. And that's the next thing as well. The British police have just become a joke, man. An absolute joke, man. I remember when I was growing up to join the police, you had to be a certain this, you had to be a certain that, certain height, fucking this, that, rare. You know what I mean? And you had to be a little bit fit. Man, I've seen some TikToks of some police or whatever running, and it's an absolute travesty, man. Like, if I was a criminal, I wouldn't take them seriously neither. You know what I mean? Falling over, fucking. And it's just like one extreme or the other. It's like either they're really shit or they're really, you know what I mean? Just, ugh. But yeah, they need to do. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in Hendon or wherever else, but they need to do something, man. Cause some of these ones that are part, they're rubbish, man. The only police in Palestine matches but sleep on the job when it comes to everything else. Well, yeah, I think you make a good point there as well, because obviously throughout the years in England they've gone from policing physically to just policing by camera, obviously, in it, because I mean, I don't know about other places, but in London, from you leave your yard, I mean, before it used to be you'd have to walk maybe a few 100 meters, or you know what I mean, before the first camera catches you. But I'm sure, I mean, I haven't double checked, you know what I'm saying to you, but I'm sure as soon as I leave my house, a first, second door down, because everyone's got their ring doorbell thing in it. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of getting one myself to hearted. You know what I'm saying to you? But I'm just saying, in terms of surveillance, man, like pretty much you know, if you were to believe that Big Brother is watching you, they've pretty much got it sewn up now. You know, everything in there in your house, they got that sewn up between the TV, your Alexa, your fucking whatever else, and this and that. Your chat on your, you know, everyone like we're finished. Yeah, a couple times I've caught Alexa listen, like why are you lighting up? No one ain't talking to you. I switch out that, man. Plug out that blows bark, man. Yeah, trust me. So yeah, I mean, we're finished, man. You know what I mean? You got cars now that can just, you can be driving and the car just stops you like boom, where you going? You know? Crazy. I think the tough girls go into traffic police. 9 is the breakdown of Babylonia is making. Yeah, Robocop. I've seen the Robocop thing. Yeah, that's definitely coming. They can tag you by the iris with its street camera these days, and it's not even painful. Yeah, that's how they caught a lot of the rioters. They reverse watch all your steps back to your house. There you go, George. There you go, bro. Imagine that reverse step. Imagine that, you know. Lord have mercy, man. Finished. Yeah, but it's true though, Lord. Yeah, you know she's listening. You know that. Listen. You know we're finished, man. We're finished, man. I remember years ago, yeah, probably the 90s, and one guy was saying to me, yo, they got cameras in the TV, you know. I was like, don't be silly, man. You know what I mean? I mean, them days I was even worse. Like, don't be silly. Cameras in TV, you'd be able to see them and all them way there. That would, you know what I mean? But lo and behold, years later, turned out man was right. You know what I mean? Imagine you're watching TV and they're watching you. Imagine that. But it does go on. I remember this movie, yeah, years ago. I can't remember. I can see his big face. I don't know if it was one of, I don't know what. There's a set of brothers in America that are Baldwin brothers. I don't know if one of the Baldwin men was in it, but it was a movie, yeah, where this guy, I think he like owns an apartment building or something like that. And basically he had cameras in every room in this apartment block sort of thing. You know what I mean? So he could watch what everyone was doing, do you know what I mean? And he was watching women having showers and this and that and this and that. But I'll tell you what as well, actually, and then I gotta go. So I was just on YouTube or just at home. I was thinking, I wonder if I could find Faces of Death, because for whatever reason it just come into my head, man. This thing called Faces of Death, yeah. And basically, they was like these. Well, we watched them on videos way back in the day, yeah. And they were basically videos of people being caught dying live, in it, type of thing. So you know, people be VHSing and whatever, and you'll just catch people dying. You know what I mean? I don't know how we watched it, what we did in it. Like, this is VHS days, man. So I was thinking, right, I wonder if it's on YouTube. So I went to Faces of Death. Yo, oh my gosh. When I say it brought back memories, man. Oh my gosh, it was on there, man. because one of the ones that I always remembered, yeah, is when. But even now, I'm not even sure. But one of the ones there's two that I remembered, and I actually got to see them. Right, one of them I remembered is when you had these college students, yeah, and oh my gosh, and they went to do a bungee jump. They had just graduated. It was the last day of high school or whatever it was, and they were doing some DIY bungee jump, yeah. And you see them at the top with the people at the top with the bungee jumping, and there's some people at the bottom cheering them on. Come on, John! Come on, yeah. And you just see the man jump off with the bungee, yeah. And you just hear him go poof, poof, you know what I mean? And he just drops in the bushes or whatever. And then you just hear her say, "Oh, we thought it was the right size." So basically, like, I think they had gone to fucking Walmart or Kmart or fucking whatever and bought this rope. Do you know what I mean? What they believed to be a bungee, sorry, but it was too long. So when they use bungee, they just, all now is waiting for the G to G, it basically didn't snap back. So it was on there, man. Then there was this other one that I'll never forget, yeah. Because he was like a magician, yeah, or a Houdini type of guy. Yeah. And what it was, he was doing like a pre-show to like a few local journalists and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I think to get some more hype for the show, yeah. So the audience was not busy, like it was not a busy audience, yeah. And one of his tricks was to basically to be in a straitjacket, yeah, and like underneath, like on a table, and basically it's like there's a candle burning, right? And he's got to move. He's got to, you know what I mean, get out of the straitjacket and everything before the candle burns. Because if the candle burns, there's a spike that basically goes through his head. Yeah. So this is what's happening. You know what I mean? They put him in the straitjacket and whatever, his assistant and all the rest of it. Man laid down, the ting lit. You get me? My man's there trying to get out. He couldn't get out. The candle burnt, the ting, poof, 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 straight in his head top. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. And then you hear the narrator or the commentator saying something like, the safe lock, like they're supposed to, the contraptions, it was supposed to have some sort of safety mechanism, and it didn't kick in. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, man. Faces of Death, man. Crazy shit. Like I said, I watched that in the 90s or even earlier. But that shit is on YouTube, man. Crazy. But anyway, let me leave it there, man, before I get accused of being some fucking, But our next one, I'll leave it here, right? So there was this last one. This is what I remember from way back in the day, So they're there, and you see this guy, and he's with this Chinese family, or or Asian family or whatever, yeah. And they're all in the front room playing, nice family moment, whatever. And there's like a little dog running up and down and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? And then the next cut, blood, oh my God, the next cut is they're all around the kitchen table. The dinner table. You know the rest, man. Oh, I'll leave it there, man. But there was no more dog running up and down, boy. That's all I'm saying. Yep. But listen, let me leave it there, man. Let me go before I get myself in trouble. But listen, bless up yourselves for passing through for Nine's last orders. It got impromptu and that, I'm telling you, George, I'm not even lying, man. These are true stories, man. I swear to God, I couldn't believe it, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, family, listen, you know my thing already. Let us all tomorrow awake to see another day and we give thanks, you get me? Because there's certain parts of the world that we definitely wouldn't want to be living right now, man. So as much as a girl like me does cuss about England certain times, right now, trust me. Trust me. Yeah, there's many a worse place to be, man. You know what I mean? Many of you. Nah, man. Don't have nightmares. Just don't be hungry. Don't be hungry. But listen, family. Let me go. 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 I'll get myself in trouble. Take care, one and all. Yeah. Until next time. You know what you gotta do. Hit the notification bell because you never know when I'm gonna turn up. All right. Take care, man. God bless. Good night.